they play a different game, certainly nowadays. I mean, these guys just air it out and the ball just goes so far in the air. But we were setting it up earlier, Mark, where there was this easterly breeze, which would be helping on this hole. It's actually laid down right now. It is dead calm out and very humid.
Really good look from behind Rory right here. Setting right up on that white tower, Mark.
On the range, it looked unencumbered, just a free pass from the backswing to the through swing. No inhibitions.
Actually going to find the mulch over there. He's got a good angle to that back right hole location. Better than the rough is the mulch, I'm assuming there, Mark.
I would expect so, because some of this rough is gnarly. It's only about 2.5 inches, but in spots it dives right down to the base, and this Bermuda, as you know, is horrid. Now DJ, prudent selection with a long iron.
Ooh, get a little right. Get a little right.
Yeah, a lot of X's early so far for DJ. No greens hit, no fairways hit, just remarkable with 2 wins in a second.
Okay, we'll go to the par 5-6. Daniel Berger, 242 to the hole.
Biggest difficulty is how much this shot plays back up the hill. Good 15 yards more to that number. 242 hole, playing more like 257, but just trying to land on the front, let it chase. It's a little slope there that can grab it. Just missed it, but a good leave there. He wouldn't want that.
Right now, Scotty Scheffler.
I love that tee shot, Billy. It flew 225 yards. It was like a little laser beam. You got to miss it on that side. And anything to the right there, you're short side with that bunker. And these greens being 12.5 on the stimp, you just got nothing to work with. Just see how close that thing's cut to that front right.
Now, DJ.
That was another nasty lie. Even with all his power, couldn't advance that wedge properly. That just came out completely dead from 133, Bill.
Certainly did. And struggles early.
So a guy who can swing it with a driver 120 miles an hour, that's how far he hits his wedge shot out of this rough. This rough is winning so far.
Yeah, but he caught a lot of grass before the golf ball. That wasn't the cleanest approach ever. And speaking of clean approaches here with Rory, you can see the practice swings just away from the golf ball, simulating the lie that he currently has, which is excellent. He's got a clean access to the back of the golf ball, and the only issue here is the limbs of the tree above him. Going to force him to keep it low, so just figuring out the carry yardage over the bunker, I think, is the key.
A little flighted one, certainly practiced all these, and you practice even more of these when you're a kid, right? On maybe not the most pristine practice conditions. You throw some balls down in that driving range that was more dirt than grass and get a feel for it. That kind of shot.
I practiced them a lot because I just didn't hit very straight, and I was in the situation quite often.
There's a lot to be said to that, Mark. You know, don't give yourself a perfect lie always when you're practicing, because then you'll be surprised when you get those mediocre or poor lies, indeed. But it looks like DJ might go first.
That he is, and you speak of perfect lies, just here in the step cut, the first cut. It is Zoysia grass, just like the fairways. The primary cut, obviously Bermuda, and that thing is perched up like an Easter egg right now.
Well, concern maybe you're catching a little high on the face and taking a little distance off too.
Well, that's the thing. Watch for him. He just raises that blade slightly before he pulls the trigger. Well, always hits them very clean.
Looking for another one-putt par for Dustin Johnson. So scramble early, but if he can get out of these.
Scheffler with that long bunker shot. You could just feel the compaction of the sand right there, the strike.
That was so tasty and made easy in the sense that he could dump that on the green, hit a little.
Those are the branches that Mark was talking about. Rory.
You're going to lean that shaft. You see that low follow through, making sure he kept it a little bit lower. Maybe didn't catch it off that mulch as good as he wanted to.
Ooh, that's sunk. I think maybe there was a little piece because that ball didn't even react like it was going to stop.
It didn't. If that had been like maybe in a ball lodged up against the golf ball.
Back at 6th, Berger. This for eagle.
This gives us a good look at all that slope on the left side of the green. He's going to break a good 15 feet. And he played for half of that.
Look at that. Look how quick that was. Once it started going, now back to Rory with his 3rd.
Professional guess here, Bill. Good news on the upslope, but he only has to move this a few feet.
I think he moved it just about the right amount. That was pretty good from there, Mark.
And you look at the follow through too there with that. I mean, the grass just slowed that blade down. And so you just got to trust your guess, like Mark was saying. It's an educated guess, professional guess, whatever it is. You
Knee right into you. Ugh, nasty.
utilize that upslope though to help him.
Okay, Mark, DJ with another par putt.
Yeah, but this one a little more comfortable than the other ones he's faced. This one is one of those, Bill, on the putting green. Player of his caliber, you rattle this thing 9.5 times out of 10 in. But he just doesn't look as comfortable as what he ordinarily is. This will be helpful, certainly.
Dead center.
Yeah, great little up and down. You know, we talk about Dustin Johnson having the memory of a goldfish, right? Just letting this kind of forget things. That second shot came out just dead. Yeah, no problem. Just go ahead and get this next one up and down.
It's pretty much what makes the great players great. Rory, nice up and down as well.
How pure do those greens look too? And 30 players. This is the third because they are so quick. Get away from you.
Well, here's a man that has not made everything.
I was back up the hill, and he's complaining about breaking the different way, but he certainly was on the move a little early, reached a little early peak, missing it to the right. So after that birdie there, kind of somewhat of a bounce back after that slow start, the really nice birdie out of the rough, back at 5 to not birdie the par 5 6th. You're just kicking yourself. So you got 3 doozies to finish off this front 9.
And Scheffler. Nicely done. So he gets it to under par.
So still no pars on this hole. How about that? Oh no, Berger made a par. He got the first par on the 6th hole. Not that he really likes that at all. But already 4 birdies on the par 5 6th.
Beautiful day here in Atlanta. Sight lines. I love the way that the golf course moves. Some tee shots play up the hill, like this one at 4. Then you have the downhill tee shot over at 7, 8, pretty level. Then you get over to 10. Can't see the landing area. A lot of interesting tee shots here as we go to the tee at 4. Rory with driver.
And typically has been working on that fade shot a little bit, covering up the driver and trying to squeeze cut the thing, but of late he's just been setting up and airing out that right to left pattern.
Right.
Missed it right at 1, missed it right at 4 now.
Yeah, well right of the tree line down the right. I just love this tee shot though and how it's framed. It's like a kicking a field goal. We got that one lone tree in the left rough that just kind of helps you frame the tee shot for a guy like Dustin who likes to fade it. Definitely in your mind. Don't start this too far left.
Well, you're kicking that field goal from the other side of the middle line because this is one big man's hole that's all the way up the hill.
Well, DJ's got the lefts going and Rory's got the rights going.
These guys giving me extra work.
Tee at 7, Scheffler.
Another cool tee shot downhill and just like a ribbon of fairway out there. And you see him trying to save it.
That's about the third swing he's made with the driver where he's tried to save it right at the end.
It came back down left.
Maybe that's why we saw him hit that kind of stinger look, only 35-foot apex on number 6, just to get it in play.
Yeah, I like that.
It's got to get it around. You know, it's one of those things. You don't always have your A game. Your swing doesn't feel great. You got to have some sort of a crutch swing where you know you can just get it into play and then kind of take over with your short game.
I like the little kickstart here by Berger. Kind of initiate the swing. That right knee kicks in just before taking the club away.
Little Matthew Wolf-like. Not as big. That same thing. That feel those hips turning a little bit to the left. And people aren't liking each other, apparently. McIlroy, DJ, opposite sides of the fairway now. Berger and Scheffler. Berger hoping to get to hit that one again.